Alright, today guys we're going to go through a little detailed live action show of what the suspension is doing, kind of like a visual of what shock therapy had talked about. So we're going to lay out some lines on the ground here. As you can see, we've removed both shocks so we can get full droop and full extension with everything without any pressures against us on the tires or anything. So right now we are at what we would call full droop, or what we check the dimensions. This right now would be as far as the suspension would let you droop or extend out. So we took a dimension here. We've got a tape that's from outside to outside of the tires for full droop, and it's at 62 inches.
Yep.
So what shock therapy had talked about is the fact that Kawasaki had designed the top of the tire to do the scrubbing as opposed to the contact patch. So today we're going to see what the actual numbers are, because no one's really posted what the actual change is over the full length of travel. So here we are, we started here. What you can see for Camber is about, say about a ½ inch. It's not a whole lot. Yeah, exactly a ½ inch at full droop. So I don't think that this thing articulates quite as much as was stated. So what we're going to try to do now is we're going to lower this down to about, we're going to do this in 4 stages. So we're going to lower it about 1/4 of the way and kind of see what happens with the suspension. So Len's going to kind of focus on the contact patches.
And ignore the noise of the hoist, because it's not avoiding this. The only way we figure out how to do it.
And square, but no big deal. So we're
square, but there,
so we're getting a lot more movement than we thought. So we'll stop right here for our 1/4 inch, or what I would say, just above high stock ride height, before it sagged or before you got any weight in it. So in here we'll start in with our trusty square again. We'll go to the top of the tire, and it looks like it really hasn't.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah, hasn't changed much. So still at a ½ inch. So this geometry really hasn't taken into effect yet. But as you can see, we have scrubbed quite a bit. Let's get a measurement on that and see where they are.
At least 2 inch scrub there.
So say this is over to this side. Quarter. We'll get a measurement on it from inside to inside. Where did I put my tape? There we go. So this gets us at, I should be able to get her. We are now at 66 inches. So a 1/4 inch, 66 inches.
Yeah,
So we just gained 4 inches with just that much travel, and our camber hasn't changed really at all. So let's come on down to what I would say just past half droop or whatever and see what happens. Well, right to where I would say the trailing arms are flat. Would you say that's? Yeah, go just a touch more, right?
Just a smidge.
Right about there. So that's going to be our widest total distance.
Yep. See there?
Man, and we still
almost level.
Still gained quite a bit.
Well, not really. Not really.
Oh yeah, we didn't move so much on this one.
No, not at all.
But we did gain, so I'm going to stagger this side, guys. So this will be, let's say 2/3. 2/3. And we'll get a quick measurement. Keep putting the tape down. Right where I was just sitting. So now we are at 69 inches, guys. That's pretty wide. And then what is it advertised as? 68?
68.
So the maximum width on a KRX at full flat radius rods,
Widest point.
yep, is 69 inches. So now we'll do one more measurement. Sorry guys, it's super hot out today. One more measurement, which is going to be as far down as it'll go.
Full compression. Yeah.
Full comp. Let's check our tires here real quick again. And once again, guys, we are still at a half-inch of top, or however you want to interpret. It's a half-inch off from top to bottom.
So that much travel, it stayed the exact same.
So it hasn't changed. So, you know, well, we're not done yet. Let's go down to the bottom.
Yep.
We're going to continue on. We're going to send this baby right down. The squatting.
Top, yeah, see now the top of the tank came in.
That is full droop. You do not actually fully bottom out in a KRX.
No.
We measured that before. So, all right, guys. So
yeah,
now,
so that's a point. That's a point you need to make.
Yeah, definitely emphasize it. Like in an X3, you can bottom out. It just depends on how you bought it. You do your shocks. You know, the bump stops on these guys are enough to stop you from hitting bottom. All right, so I'm going to get my tape out again, which is right here on the trusty thing. We actually came in. I don't know, this one, well, this is where we're going to have to get an overall because I think the car shifted. So
it
this
did
is
a little bit, but
full comp. Yeah, the tire went. Well, it looks like we're actually almost equal. This is also.
it didn't move. It didn't move much. The top went in.
Comp. Yeah, we'll get to
Got a
the
lot of
angle here in a
negative.
second.
It went negative camber.
This could be where Justin was talking about, because look what this tire has done now. So maybe what he was describing was in compression, from like ride height to compression, they've worked out the whole scrub issue. So let's check that. We'll verify that right now. So full comp is 69 inches. So that's very interesting, guys. That shows us now that, in my opinion, I was getting ready to challenge him. But in my opinion, your car is always going to be riding in this anywhere from less than a quarter, unless you're up in the air. But when your car is under a load in traction, the bottom doesn't change. Now let's take a look what happened to this tire here. If we look at this now, holy cow. Let's come it from the other side. Let's just slide this out now and go from bottom to top. So that's where it's built in. So just when I was getting ready to question, Justin's 100% dead on with what he was talking about. Your usable travel, Kawasaki has pretty much engineered pretty much most of the scrub on. I would say usable travel, 2 to 3 inches of scrub maximum in your what you're going to use. Unless you're jumping, it will change. You know, you're going to get out to 62, but you know, who cares?
And that's Justin from Shock Therapy, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, Shock Therapy.
Shock Therapy.
So this proves what he was saying, dead on, and how great the suspension is on the rear end. So at this point, you guys have the numbers. Well, let's give you an actual number here.
This is the amazing thing. This is the amazing thing, though. This is full. When they tell you travel is 22 inches, 23 inches, this is a full travel. This isn't. This is all usable travel.
Yep.
Which usable travel means you're not bottoming out. You're using the whole suspension. That's just amazing.
So here we are. We got 2.5 inches roughly of camber inward. So went from 1/2 to 2. So they actually 2 inches. The top of that tire is traveling, so you don't lose your contact patch on the ground. So that proves that. Awesome job. Thanks from the guys at Shock Therapy. We're going to go ahead, lift this up again, reinstall the shocks, turn it around, and let's see what we can find out with toe in and scrub on the front end, because I'm really curious about that as well. So stick with us, guys. We're trying to get the good numbers for you so we can really see what's going on. All right, guys, so we got the front set up here. We've got the shocks off. We are at what would be max ride height, allowable by Shock. And at full droop, we are... I could have got this before I started. 64 inches. So 64 at full droop. And then Lynn and I, before we started this, we did a measurement on toe in at full droop. The front measures 62, the rear measures 64. So that's 1 inch of toe in overall at full droop. So now we're going to go through the same process again. I'm just going to go ahead and head over here. Well, no, let's get a look at the, I almost forgot our little T-square here.
Yep.
Let's take a look at the tire and see what it's up to. So we're kind of back to that. Looks like almost like a mirror image of the rear. We are about a 1/2 inch of top camber in.
Yeah. So
if I'm a betting man, or if I was to guess to it, we're not going to see any toe or camber change until we start getting between 1/4 inch and 2/3. And hopefully we'll see that really minimal scrub again like they were talking about. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to film here. We're going to go down to our, what I would say is roughly 2/3. This is where we're going to get most of our action. I don't want to get...
Yeah, it's much better than the rear already.
Oh wow, guys. Yeah, I'm only seeing a slight difference.
Not even an inch, I don't think.
Yeah, like a 1/4 or a
It's
1/2.
almost right height.
So this is 1/4. It's just about as... Yeah, we got a little movement over here compared to the other side.
About the same. About the same. The car may be
the car is shifting back and forth, so we got about a 1/2 inch of tape movement there.
It's about the only way we can figure to do it.
65 inches. So we gained 1 inch, so a 1/2 inch movement each side. So 65 inches. Now let's go down to our 2/3 point, which is what we're going to call maximum width.
All right, let's check our my guess is going to be exactly the same. Go on the inside.
Oh, yep.
And it is.
It moved a little, so maybe we went from a 1/2 to a 1/4.
That may be our board. That may be the floor. You know,
so it's slightly moved, but we didn't see the movement again, just like we were expecting.
Yeah.
So a little bit better here. Let's go down to let me know when we hit the radius rods completely flat. Or not the radius, A-arms.
Yeah. I'll go with the lowers because that's usually what you go off with the lowers. Keep coming. Keep going right about there. The lower arms are about level.
We'll call this 2/3. This is where we're getting into what our real usable travel is when you're going through whoops and such.
Realistic travel, we'll call it. If anybody's on the fence about buying one of these, I would highly recommend buying one.
Oh, for sure.
Unbelievable machine.
So 2/3. OEL. 68 and a half. So it kind of got out to almost where the rear was. Remember guys, the rear at 2/3 was 69 inches.
Yep.
So we're at 68 and 1/2. Now, let's take a look at what our camber is.
And these are give and take numbers. 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, you know.
Now, looks like we're starting to get
Oh yeah.
some movement here. I mean, that on the top. So looks like we're back to our solid 1/2 inch now of top camber.
Yep.
Where we were when we started. So though this is even more impressive in the rear because we didn't see any actual gains in scrub until we were in usable travel. Literally with this, we're not seeing a whole lot of movement. We're getting a lot better results from the rear. So now let's go down, or from the front I mean, let's go down to full
droop
compression. Up. Tires aren't moving much, are they? There, it's starting to really camber in.
Yeah, but the contact point is not moving. That's the important thing.
Who cares about this, guys? This can go wherever it wants. The point that matters is where the traction hits the road.
Yeah.
So,
and it did not. From that point on, it did not move one bit.
Nope. Actually,
it's exactly the same.
I can leave this at 2/3, or I leave this at full comp, right here.
And again, full travel of the suspension, the A-arms, and it's not bottomed out.
This was 2/3, and I think, guys, we scrubbed. Now let me bring it back here a little bit. This is full comp.
I was watching.
What did we scrub?
I was watching the bottom of the tire and it did not move.
I want to say we a 1/2 inch.
I don't think it even that.
Yeah, because we got it from full compression. So this line stayed the same. So from 2/3 to full compression, this tire never moved on the ground. All we saw was a 1/2 inch of scrub on the front tires.
And I think that's our error because of our setup. So.
Well, yeah, but you're not going to get all scrub out of there. There is
some.
No,
there is some, but
yeah, this is not
amazing.
Scientific, guys. We're using scrap
and
stuff.
I mean,
so.
we're trying to show you the best way possible.
So I want to do one more measurement. That'll help me out here. Sorry, guys, this thing keeps blowing up my stuff. I want to see how our toe changed. So.
Well, we did that toe
at full.
Yeah. So
full droop. So now I'm at 66 on the outside. Where's my marker?
66. My guess is it's not going to change.
Well, it did. It moved. Look, 62 to 66.
But I mean the distance.
Oh, the overall.
The overall toe. My guess is it's not going to be.
This might be a doozy.
All right. Sorry about this, guys.
Go as high as we can and hook it on whatever lug you can.
Okay.
Try to get me close.
All right.
Saying 69 and a half on the back.
So you probably take a 1/2 inch out of it for the bent tape.
Okay, so 69 to 69.
And there's a little error on that one because we couldn't get the tape straight. So
the ratio here was 1 inch front to back. This one is 3, so it's 1.5 inches. So the toe difference between front to rear throughout suspension travel is a 1/2 inch. Then we were going from usable travel. We didn't write down our full compression. Oh yeah, it was 68.
yeah.
So in our usable travel again, in the front, it's a 1/2 inch of scrub. I mean, come on. This is when you're going through the whoops, guys. You're not gonna lose traction. You're gonna be able to dive into a corner without losing that lateral traction.
It's unreal. You guys don't realize, if you're not a big suspension guy and the geometry part of it and all that, you don't realize how good the suspension is.
Yeah.
It's good. It's raceable good. So I'm thinking you'll see these in the track when they get the turbo going and the two-seaters. Yeah.
About 1 month from now, Lynn and I are going to put these through a local race. It's an hour and a half endurance race.
6 mile course.
6 mile, as long as you can make it. You know, you can have a pit crew, whatever. But we're going to try to do it, see what we can get away with, see how they hold up. So that's going to be a big thing 1 month from now. We wanted to get this out to you guys as quick as possible because the next big deal is going to be the V-Force John clutching. Some of you who are on his site know what's happening because he said it, but those of you who are not a big follower, he does have the clutch tuning coming out very soon. There definitely has been a Kawasaki update in the primary. He got a shipment of them to do his tuning on, and there was a noticeable difference. So we don't know yet if Kawasaki's going to honor as a recall, or if you have to complain about that mid-shift problem to get on the wait list. It's hard to say. As soon as I get some details, I'll post it to you guys so you know what's going on. But the next big thing, like I said, is clutching from V-Force John. So stick with us. We hope this helped explain a little bit farther from what Shock Therapy was doing. We know that was awesome what Justin did there.
Yeah.
We just kind of wanted to make it visual for everybody because we hasn't been out there. So this kind of proves it in stone what he was talking about. Great machine, great. It just got to get that power. But guys, stick with us.
And I hope we explained it good enough for you.
Yep,
I mean, if there's any questions, leave in the comments.
Please feel free to email me. I'll have my contact down below, or just comment on.
Let's get a look at that. Let's get a look at this thing.
Squatty.
That's unreal.
Oh yeah, well we didn't check this. So this is one thing that we.
Oh yeah, we forgot that. Yep.
So here we go, guys. Once again, we see it in the rear, where we've got substantial amount of movement in our camber, so that the contact patch can stay constant on the ground. All the movement's on the top of the tire. Great job, Kawasaki. I hope you guys are watching. Hope you guys keep this great stuff coming. We love it. We're looking forward to that 4-seater. Looking forward to your turbo option. Get a hold of us. We'd love to come out and do some reviews on it.
Yeah,
we'd love to be a part of it.
We're Kawasaki fans.
So thank you guys for all the hard work that you guys do at Kawasaki. Thank you, V-Force John, for everything you do for all of us KRX and all of us TRX diehard fans. It wouldn't be the same without you. So we'll see you guys on the trail. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Keeps us going. We love it. Keeps us watching.
It's been really, you guys have been killing it. We've got so many subscribers in the last month. It's unreal.
We appreciate it. So it's all part of the fun for us. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the trail.
See ya.